Through all the bumps in the road and the stormy weather, the heart of a champion you can never measure. They might have more talent, but they fold under pressure because they were only out for the pleasure, the gold, and the treasure. And thus, they crumble to better or even lesser competition. While champions like you would have to be carried off on a stretcher because concede will never ever be in your anatomy. See, they don't understand you wanted success and you wanted it so badly. You fell madly in love with the process, and therefore you gladly pushed past the limits of average. If there was an opportunity in your sight, you grabbed it. If victory was anywhere in your vicinity, you reached out and nabbed it. You might not have been blessed with all the size, speed, and strength as the next competitor, but the good Lord blessed you with something much, much better. The will and the passion to be a true go-getter. The hustle, intuition, and foresight to be a real trendsetter. The heart and desire to power through and complete any endeavor. The quest to achieve greatness is forever ingrained in you, and thus it was written like a letter, and you carved out a legacy because you refused to break under any pressure. But so many of you out there have the heart of a lion, but you keep lying to yourself. You keep denying yourself. You keep depriving yourself. You keep hiding yourself from the gifts that you have to share with the world, and that's why your access is always denied. Each and every time you have tried to dig deep inside and give more, your inner pride is shut down because you don't truly believe in your heart of hearts that you can ignite the flame from a spark. But the great Les Brown said you gotta be hungry, and I mean hungry like a shark. So today all of the excuses stop, and this is where your heart of a champion starts. You rise up and begin your march to the halls of greatness. You tell the world, please pardon your lateness, but the new you has finally arrived. You're here to stay, not just a temporary replacement. You're no overnight success. You did it brick by brick, and you started below the basement. The path of most resistance, you always faced it, and any failure in your past you learned, grew, and applied, but then you quickly erased it from your mental because you knew long-term success required short-term memory, and thus you only remember the next play or decision that is critical for you or your team to achieve the ultimate outcome of victory. All of the hard work, pain, sweat, setbacks, and misery provided the backdrop to set you up to make history. History will record that in life you could never be broken. On your journey to overcome, there were days that you did choke, but today you will not be choking because now is the time for the champion inside of you to start exploding. So like the great Eric Thomas says, you've got average skill but phenomenal will, and like Captain America, you carry a shield that allows you to deflect all the hate pills from the jacks and the jills, but all of the bricks that they threw you picked up and used to build your blocks of success, and you finally figured out the message in your mess, and now you're ready for any test, and your testimony will bless any and everyone that faces a similar quest. You invested a lifetime of hardships to put yourself in a position to win championships. Not to mention, your ascension to greatness will inspire an entire generation to push through any obstacle they're facing. So in the face of defeat, you laugh because you know it's not over until it's over, and your motto is always no retreat, no surrender. So just when they think you're about to give up, you remember all the reps in the gym, the days you outworked all of them, and that's what gives you the strength to power through the fatigue and rise above the rim. Rebound and give yourself another shot at greatness. So please, make the world remember you were here, because through all the bumps in the road and the stormy weather, the heart of a champion you can never measure. This is a great day.
Facebook wasn't the first thing I built. I also built chat systems and games, study tools and music players, and I'm not alone. J.K. Rowling got rejected 12 times before she finally wrote and published Harry Potter. Even Beyoncé had to make hundreds of songs to get Halo. The greatest successes come from having the freedom to fail.
And often I think people ask, what mistakes should you avoid making? And, my answer to that question is don't even bother trying to avoid mistakes, because you're going to make tons of mistakes, right? And the important thing is actually learning quickly from whatever mistakes you make and not giving up, right? And I mean, there are things every single year of Facebook's existence that could have killed us or made it so that it just seemed like moving forward and making a lot of progress just seemed intractable. But you just kind of bounce back and you learn, and nothing is impossible. You just have to kind of keep running through the walls.
Ideas don't come out fully formed. they only become clear as you work on them. You just have to get started. I built Facebook for my college community because I wanted to be able to connect with the people at my school. I remember very clearly talking to my friends and saying, it's how cool is it that we have built this community for our school? One day it's going to be awesome when somebody else builds this for the world. But it didn't even occur to me that, my friends and I might be able to play a role in doing that, right? Because we were college students, and we just kind of kept going, and then pretty soon we had a service that was bigger than any of these other ones, and that kind of is how we are here where we are. People just get afraid because often your dream it seems like it's so far off, but if you just kind of focus on building stuff that you think is good, and you keep on going at each step along the way, and don't let people deter you from that, and just really care about what you're doing, and kind of don't give up at each step along the way, then that's how you build something good.